Welcome back, Math Grizz. Today we will subtract across zeros. 300 minus 157. Let's subtract 157 from 300. Let's start using the standard algorithm. Let's write 300 minus 157. Let's take a look at the ones place. We need to subtract 7 ones from 0 ones. We notice that 0 is less than 7, so we can't subtract 7 ones from 0 ones. Since we don't have enough ones to subtract 7 from, we can take a look at the tens place to see if we can regroup tens into ones. But we notice that we have a 0 in the tens place, which means we have 0 tens. That means that we have to go all the way to the hundreds place, so we can regroup hundreds into tens and then tens into ones. Now let's take a look at the hundreds place. In the hundreds place we have the digit 3, which means we have 300. We can regroup one of these hundreds into 10 tens. So let's go ahead and cross off this 3. We have 200 because we regrouped one of these hundreds into 10 tens. And now let's go back to the ones place. We still have a 0 here. Now we can finally regroup one of these 10 tens into 10 ones, which will leave us with 9 tens and 10 ones. Let's subtract 7 from 10. 10 minus 7 is 3. Let's subtract 5 from 9. 9 minus 5 is 4 tens. Let's subtract 100 from 200. 2 minus 1 is 1. 143. The difference is 143. Another strategy we can use is to subtract 1 from both numbers. Let's write 300 minus 157. We can subtract 1 from 300 and subtract 1 from 157. We know that if we subtract 1 from 300, we get 299. If we subtract 1 from 157, we get 156. We notice that if we subtract 1 from both of these numbers, the distance between these numbers and these numbers is the same. So we can use this subtraction problem to find the difference for this one. You notice the distance between these two pairs of numbers is the same. Now let's go ahead and subtract. Let's subtract 6 from 9. That is 3. Let's subtract 5 from 9. That is 4. And let's subtract 1 from 2, which is 1. The difference is 143. Let's use an open number line. We know we need to start at 300, and we need to subtract 157. Let's focus on the hundreds. We have a 1 in the hundreds place, which means 100. We can start by subtracting 100. If we subtract 100 from 300, we know that is 200. We can do that with mental math. Now that we've subtracted the hundreds, we can subtract the 5 tens, which is 50. 200, and let's subtract 50. We know that would give us 150. We've subtracted the hundreds, the tens. Now we can subtract 7 ones. We can break up the 7 into 5 and 2. So we can use mental math. 150, and let's subtract 5. That is 145. Now let's subtract 2 because 5 and 2 make this 7 here. 145, and let's subtract 2 more. That will give us 143. The difference is 143. Lastly, let's use place value blocks. We know that we have hundreds, tens, and ones. We have 300, 100, 200, 300, and we need to subtract 157. Now, we have 0 ones and we need to subtract 7 ones. We will go ahead and take one of these hundreds and regroup them into 10 tens because 10 tens makes 100. And now we will take one of these tens and regroup them into 10 ones. And now we have 10 ones. We can finally subtract 7 ones. We have 1, 2, 3 left over. In the tens place, we have 9 tens and we need to subtract 5 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4 tens left. And now we have 200 and we need to subtract 100. We still have 100. The difference is 143.